button's been pushed. You gotta get out of here.
Oh, I get it. Sorry, I thought I was still the guest chair.
I know. I know what you thought. It will be in a second. You can come back whenever you want. You can even be here now. Just you couldn't be right there. Holy crap. Good stuff. Oh no. Oh, what's this? Nope, that's the one. Yep, okay. Yeah, I'm over here now. Hi. You've tuned into Late Night Playset. No, it's Cars and Comedy in the Late Night Playset, except we've extended the Late Night Playset. Here, I'm over here now. Here's the thing. I'm Jay. This is the Cars and Comedy show, but we're trying new things. We're branching out. Look, I can branch all the way out to here now. I can come all the way to here, and that's maybe a little too far unless... I'm not going to do the whole dance. Anyway, so here's the thing. We were supposed to have Sean Bishop. You probably know that. He's going to be here next week. Some sad things. He had a lovely furry friend pass away last night. So Sean Bishop's going to be here next week. But we have a fantastic plan B in that it's Arielle from Babes and Classics. You guys know her from Breakfast Club. You guys know her from her Instagram, obviously. And soon you're going to know her as like the Grand Marshal. Are you the Grand Marshal? Is that what you are for the Gentleman's Ride? Hosting. She's hosting it. It's exciting. And we're going to learn all about it tonight. And we'll see if I'm supposed to be over here now or if I'm not supposed to be over here now. The very exciting part is over there, still with us, and I'll be in there in a second, is Nicole Ryan. And then better news still, up in Canada, we've got this guy, producer Mike. Canada Mike.
What the hell, man? I thought we were going to bust some ghosts.
I screwed you, buddy. I'm sorry.
No way, man. Producer Arielle is an upgrade.
But the truth is, I've got my proton pack and my jumpsuit under the desk. So if you want to jump into it at any point and we start playing some Ray Parker Jr., who, by the way, has been liking my stories lately on Instagram, the real Ray Parker Jr., as in, like, who are you going to call? So I'm going to send him a message and see if we can get him here as well. Anyway, let's start this thing up. To do that, we need to introduce ourselves to the Instagram audience over here. Shazam Mike is here. Cam Adams is here. And a whole bunch of other people. Porsche driver Teresa, Cyrus KDJ, DC Vintage Watches, who I believe will be joining us up at GVBC tomorrow as well. Let's fire it up, Will. You know what to do. Kevin, you gonna buy a Beamer? have a feeling it's going to be a night. Welcome back to the Playset, everybody. It's the Cars and Comedy Show. I'm Jay. That's Nicole. Sitting in the chair. The cameras are different now. Sitting in the chair over there is Ariel. Oh, I got to learn everything over again. It's all different. Anyway, we're very happy that you've clicked us on tonight. Forgive me while I do a little blotting. Post-start of show blotting.
Makeup.
Yeah. You good? You want one of these?
I'm good.
All right. Oh, it's been a day. Welcome back, everybody. Thursday, July 28th, 2022. It's Thank Me Later Thursday. You'll see why in a moment. She did not disappoint. I just had a feeling. You know when you have a feeling and then somebody else has the same feeling and then it walks in the door and I was like, she did it. She came in full garb, which I would assume is because that's how they'll see you on the day. Yes, she puts her arm. Oops, a daisy. There she is. I'm gonna have to make some notes here that you are currently on camera 3 and that camera 4 is cutting a great shot of X marks the spot on the wall.
Nice.
Excellent. Oh, and we're a little tight on me now, aren't we? Okay, well, we're learning. We're stretching it out. Up here in Canada is my buddy over there wearing his Ghostbusters outfit. And I don't want you to be left out here, except I don't know how to work mine. Oh, yep. Now I think we have different ones, right? Yeah, I can't help but notice your tip is a little longer than mine.
I have the new Hasbro one. Well, and I'll just let you know, my tip also extends. There we go.
Well, hang on. Yours looks a little more mechanical. Mine's a little more natural on the extension there. Whoops. and
Special, okay? All of your tips are beautiful and special.
and I don't know if yours goes back.
Thank
in.
you, Ariel. Woo!
I think what we have here is one's a shower, right? And then the other one's a grower.
Yeah.
Because
Grower
mine
and a
even big
shower.
is not much bigger in this particular
Perhaps there's a
right here.
circumcision difference here. You know?
Yeah. No.
I don't remember that scene in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But I love that you stayed true. Oh, God damn it, where the hell are you? There you are. I love that you have stayed true. Unfortunately, we didn't get the updated pages up to Canada quite fast enough, so he's still on the yellow revision. When Goldenrod gets there, he'll see that Sean Bishop isn't here. Anyway, all right. We love everybody. The outpouring of positivity that's been coming in through comments, I guess, posted publicly, but also privately, both for me, for Nicole, for the show, for Mike, for what we're all kind of doing and pulling together here, even though still no one understands it, us included, and that's fine. But everyone seems to like it and get that something good is happening, and I'm grateful for that. I'm really, really grateful for that, because for a long time I felt like I was the only one that could see something out there, and everyone was like, well, but you have this here, and I was like, no, I know, but I can't help but focus on that thing way out there. So I just, I'm thanking you. It's Thank Me Later Thursday, but I'm thanking you now for being an awesome, awesome, supportive audience. So I'm just really, really, a lot of gratitude. We're dealing with medical stuff today. I'm perhaps a little emotional anyway, but I'm really, really grateful. I also did not get to do many pre-show rituals. Was running around till 3 minutes after 5 o'clock. So I'm going to have to take a pee break in the middle of this show at some point, where I'm assuming the ladies will take over and Canada Mike. And I was able to throw some mouthwash in there, so that's about it. Anyway, Arielle Zadok is here, and I'm saying that properly for perhaps the first time ever.
Nailing it. Let's give positive reinforcement. You know, it's a good thing.
Yes, you do. You do. And someone like me is actually grateful for that, because when you're only exposed to the negative for a long enough time, you kind of train your brain wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, too much? Here's a little peek inside. Yeah, there you go. All right, real quick, Aston Martin Vantage, day 3. Each day, I go down to the garage and fire it up, and I'm always amazed because it's like going down to the Batmobile. That part's amazing. And each day, I keep thinking that the infotainment thing will have rebooted or whatever. And I keep saying, oh, all right, well, all I need to do is call the guy from the rep from Aston, you know what I mean, for the guy who dropped the car off. And I keep going, well, we'll just get this thing on the road and then I'll figure it out and then I'll call him or whatever. And then it's such a pleasure to drive and so much fun to just be comfortable and cruising and also to put a little pedal down that I end up totally never caring about the infotainment system. Occasionally the backup camera will turn on randomly. But again, I think all of these, it's just a reboot type thing. This has nothing to do with the car itself. Many of these are on the road with no issues like this. I guess it's a weird thing. I'm loving the drive of the car so much that I keep forgetting to get it fixed.
I mean, that's a win.
Right?
I think so.
That's a win, yeah.
I'd rather have a better drive than computers. And
If you can
Oh, you
forget
moved
about
the chair
all
away.
the
See, it was
other
where it was
stuff.
supposed to. That's why I couldn't figure anything out before she.
I'm just in here messing up the world.
No. I think I get it. She wanted the whole shot there. I love it.
I like to see your faces.
So when we were here on Tuesday, you might remember it was very confusing because there was a report that Tony Dow had passed away, and then I had sent a message to his friend and our friend Fireball Tim saying, "I'm so sorry about your friend." And he said, "Thanks." But he hasn't actually gone yet. And then it became a whole thing. Well, the family was involved and the thing got released early and blah, 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 whatever. Since all of that kerfuffle, Tony Dow has passed away. So RIP to Tony Dow, who was a friend of the car community here in Los Angeles. And frickin' icon of television, Wally from the Beaver. Icon
Yeah.
of television.
It broke my heart a little bit.
And as far as I know, he's the last one.
Really?
Right? Isn't the beaver dead? Or no, that might have been a
I
rumor
don't
when I was a kid.
remember.
That the beaver was also Mikey, and that Mikey died from life cereal. And I don't think any of those were actually true. You remember that? Mikey likes it. Oh, but Mikey's dead now.
That was on something I saw recently.
Like 20 or 30 years later, it was like, here's Mikey still eating life cereal. It's like, not dead, people.
Yeah.
Elvis dead, Mikey alive.
I've learned something here, y'all. Wait, why did you change? Why?
Oh, he goes, wait a second. I was going to put mine on. You're getting called out by the Baven Classics.
I mean, come on.
I wore no gloves. I wore no feathers. I was told nothing about this costume change. No, I'm actually heading out to a ball game in about 20 minutes, and the Ghostbusters thing was just it had to be done.
You're not going to wear it to the game, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were committed.
Oh, now you're challenging me. And
No, the truth is
chicken? Are you calling me chicken?
Hey,
McFly?
McFly.
Chicken, I'm a
Hey,
turkey.
hey, McFly. Oh, speaking of which, it's too soon. Bob Gale, working on Bob Gale. Hey, McFly. Yeah. He was a maybe very early on, but he had just done a whole bunch of press for the Blu-ray release, like the 30th anniversary or whatever. So he was like, talk to me a little bit later, and then COVID. So he's never been a no. He's always been a yes, but later. And recently, hey, here's news in Los Angeles. They're not going to put the mask mandate on. We have a
just
COVID
saw.
specialist, health and safety specialist from the studios here today as well.
We kind of knew that wasn't going to happen.
We're not stacked with guests. It's one person who does a lot of things. She's very talented and well-versed in many, 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 many things. Some of them I should probably tell you about. You know what? I'll let her do it. Let's just keep it moving here. You know what? Back to producer Mike, who's about to depart us just for the day. He has a fantastic
last
episode launching tomorrow, but is that midnight tonight? How does that work for you?
I've been told by some YouTubers who have been giving me some advice along the way and trying to get in with what it is that we are doing. And they're telling me that I shouldn't release at midnight on Fridays. That's a stupid move. I should
That's
do
what I
a
heard.
like a YouTube premiere at a time on a Friday where people might actually see it, as opposed to my whole thing was, hey man, wake up on Friday morning and have a nice podcast waiting for you, which is a beautiful gift. That's a nice thing to do, but apparently crappy for metrics. So I think I'm going to release it for 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I think you're still. I think you can have it. I think you can have it all. I think you're right here. I've been talking to people as well, and clearly I don't know what the frick I'm doing either. But I think the information we're getting is perhaps the same, just from different sides. The premiere thing apparently is iffy. The premiere isn't really a thing until you have an audience, supposedly. Because I used to do every single one on a premiere, and everyone was like, "Who's watching? You and your mom?" I was like, and two other people.
Your friend too. More than just that.
And I'm not saying that that's the case for you. You probably have more because of the nature of the show. But what they were saying was, and then all our automotive people who are very successful, Smoking Tire and such, they put them up at like, it's all automated by the way, but they have them set to go up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, East Coast,
Right.
which is 5 in the morning here, or something like that. You have to play with the time zone metrics. But apparently, if the audiences are small like yours and mine, where it's like under 10,000 followers or subscribers anyway, that's what they were saying. The metric is better to sort of just put it up in the morning when people can do exactly what you said, where like, oh, you wake up and there's your thing and you enjoy it at your will. Were you Were you thinking about doing a morning thing and a premiere, or were you, or did I just talk over exactly what you planned on doing, as usual?
No, not at all. It's way up in the air. I was gonna set it to basically launch tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Western time. It probably should be 5 a.m. Western time. You're probably right about that. So anyway, Steve O'Donnell Part 1 tomorrow morning.
Either way, I just wanted you to know that I think you can get what you want as long as you just bail on the premiere thing, because apparently it's not a thing until later when you have enough people to like call out a watch party and then you throw it on Instagram. Hey, everybody! In 2 hours it's going to go up, or on Thursday at 8 o'clock it's going to go up.
Like a collective.
makes
It's kind of
sense.
what you and I want. Yeah, it's what we
Yeah.
want to be doing now. We just don't quite have the full audience yet.
So that
You're
YouTuber
nurturing
said
it
that
with
to me.
Instagrams.
Ooh, go ahead. Say that again.
Oh, so that YouTuber said that to me, but I also know that when I launch it at midnight Pacific, there is a couple of people, one who's on the East Coast who stays up and actually listens to it first.
Ooh.
And part of me likes putting it up for that guy. 'Cause it's kind of fun.
Then why would you? Oh yeah. Then I was going to say, well, then why would you not? But because it actually hurts your metrics because you're playing to an audience of one. Because other people.
That's right.
I didn't know this until like 3 years into YouTubing that apparently the metrics are based on the first 24 hours, and then like that's how it sends on. That's how the algorithm senses. So if he's putting it up for one person and then nobody else is getting it for another 12 hours,
You're
that's
wasting
hurting
and
himself.
missing like hours.
Yeah,
That's
but it's
exactly
also
right.
like a loyalty thing because I know who he's talking about,
Yeah.
and so do you. And there's
Yeah.
like a genuine reason why he would do that for them.
I get it, but what game we're playing?
Oh, well, that's a good. See, that's a good point. There's got to be a compromise here. Maybe, and put this out there. If I'm not mistaken, even when it's private before it goes up, you can still send the link to somebody.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
that's
Like
what
when
I
it's
do.
scheduled and
Done.
private, I'm pretty sure you
I
can still
think-
send, because that's how like I've always gotten links from people before, so I can approve a video before it goes live.
That's what we're doing.
And then,
as
and then
Nicole
you're
says,
then you're helping your algorithm and taking care of you know who.
also, we're professionals. We need to get our shit together.
It just occurs to me we've never really had a successful test of this equipment. I blame myself. Give it to me. So do I. Come
I love
on.
this.
Oh, jeez.
So do I.
Oh, you just made my thing go down. Oh, my thing went down.
Oh,
Oh, boo.
I get that a lot.
I kind of want one with bubbles.
You want one that shoots
Shoots
bubbles.
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
That
that's
would
not
be
a bad
rad.
idea because, like, in the third movie, right? In the second movie, Mike, they had the slime blower, right? Well, that's
The
what you
slime
really
blower,
want.
yeah,
She
with the
really wants
positive
slime
energy.
blower.
But I like the
She's
bubbles.
a sex coach. She loves the slime
Well,
blowers.
you know.
I think you might like the slime blower.
Nicole knows me. I trust her.
My hair's getting poofy again. I've got the Conan. That car's got a weird staticky thing or something. All right, so I never went on Instagram here to say hello to people. Sorry. Hello. But I can't see you over there because you're too small. Arielle, who's usually over there, is over here. And she's going to be here in just 1 second after I say hello to you here.
But maybe now's a good time for me to tell you about badges.
Oh, yeah. She wants to tell you about badges.
You can get a badge and support the show by clicking on the little box with a heart in it on the right to the little chatty chat. Click on that, and then you get a choice of 1, 2, or 3 hearts to support the show.
Wow. Manuel Carrillo says hello.
Hi, babe.
He says hi. And
Oh my God, it's so much better when she says that in studio than on Instagram.
here, let me get the Chiron
Gonna
off
be,
so you
like,
can see the whole thing.
Fiercely typing away to try to get it in.
Just so everyone knows, this is who you're talking to. This is who is telling you to buy badges.
Please buy badges. It helps everyone.
It's very pleasant.
I think we may need a letterboard for games. I'm
Ooh.
seeing her in the outfit and the amount of space that we now have behind her over there. I feel like we need a letterboard for some sort of game.
That
You
might-
remember the quiz machine, Mike? The quiz machine 2000
Yes.
or whatever?
Absolutely.
You know, it was kind of overly complicated and the result was never really even satisfactory, but the fact that they went through the motions every time was usually pretty hilarious. I feel
It
like
looked great.
I'm so in.
we have 2 or 3 of the 4 missing pieces. Or pieces, just pieces.
We got pieces.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Woo! All right. We're gonna do that. Gotta get you in here first though, so you can talk to her, and then Mike's gonna be disappearing soon. Hank on camera 4 bought a badge.
Yay, Hank! Thank you, Hank. Shout out to Hank. Shout out to Hank on camera 4 from Will on camera 3.
We may need her. We may need her in here every fucking time. This is the best. Is this what you do when you're?
Buy a badge. Do it now.
Is that what you like? Is that better? Is that the voice that's so pleasant?
Is this what you're doing when Kimmel's taping over there?
Sure, 100%.
For anybody who doesn't know, she's usually checking in on our show while she's sitting over in the studio at Kimmel, doing her real job, her real day job. That's right. I just caught a glimpse of this on the Instagram, and it really does look impressive. Looks like we've got a shit ton of room here.
You do, honestly. There's so much room for activities.
Lucky. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Hank on camera 4. Fight on Blaster is here as well. Oh, that's a great time for me to tell you. Great opportunity. 9/3 at the Marconi. We have got everybody here. Producer Ariel, Nicole over here. Producer Mike's gonna figure out a way to dial in via satellite somehow. I don't know how we'll do that. Or just come down here. There's got to be a reason. Why don't you interview somebody in person for the Letterman podcast in LA and then justify your trip out here?
Support it.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Yeah.
He goes, yeah, why don't we do that? I'm just saying it might work. You could justify it because then you'll be part of the Cars and Comedy Live at the Marconi thing. You'll be part of the show. Wow, this may be coming together. This may be a thing. Even if I'm the only one who thinks so.
No, I want that very badly. I want to go to there.
I've got too many cards, too much to do. We've wasted too much time.
And the man's got to wee.
Yeah, right. And I still have to use the restroom. Okay, well, it's a great opportunity to tell you about our friends at Series 1 Films. Series 1 Films is more than just films. Grammatically, is that correct? Series 1 Films is more than just... Yeah, because it's an entity.
I think
is
so.
more than just films. It's hard for me. I love the English language and I love grammar, even though I misspeak sometimes. Series 1 Films is more than just films. This is my way of getting you to remember Series 1 Films. It's subliminal. They can set you up with effective marketing solutions like press releases on major news sites and scale your rank on Google and produce cinematic content for your automotive brands or businesses. You can check them out by going to www.series1films.com, series1films.com,
Series1films.com.
and the 1 is a number 1, which makes it even easier to type. Save yourself a couple keystrokes there. And if you want to see what type of work they do, they are at Breakfast Club very frequently. And here's a little 30-second video that they made. Roll it out. What's that?
I think that may have been the Mini in that shot. I got to go back and take a look.
Oh, your Mini.
Yeah.
I always forget that you have a regular, reasonable
I got
car.
a regular ass car.
A Mini's a nice car. I mean, that's not just a regular car. I think a Mini's on the fun side of regular cars.
Yeah, I would agree. They actually put me in one. I had to get some stuff done, so they put me in a newer one for the day. It was terrible, you guys. It was terrible. I will not drive a new Mini, but give me an old one. 100% I'm in. But this one, it was just it was uncomfortable. It was not fun. I didn't like the buttons anywhere. It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Do you get it serviced right here at the end of the?
Yeah.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our latest sponsor, Mini, for our next press car, which we're going to have the new.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. That was for your benefit.
Making the guests feel awkward.
Well, it's a car show. We don't like to crap on them too much. But if you didn't like it that badly, I want you to be honest.
Well, that's it. Like, I'm being honest about it. It was just not. I love Minis. I love those cars. And I was shocked. I was so excited to drive a new, I think it was a Cooper S, and I was so excited. I was like, cool, I got this car for the day. And it was just like, maybe I needed more time with it. That's why press cars, you're with them for more than a few hours. I didn't like it.
If I may, I don't think it was that. I think it was you're right. It's just that you have hit that point where you don't like modern cars. It's a different point for all of us. For us, it was like 2005, 2006 range, hence the yellow car. Mm-hmm. And everything past that, you go, I don't get it. What I used to like, they like different things now. No longer are they chasing the things that I was chasing, which means it will only get further and further away versus it'll never come back kind of thing.
You're just old.
Yeah, well, the thing is BMW in particular, and this is a thing that all of us drivers complain about, is that there used to be a unique BMW feel to the drive, whether it was the hydraulic steering or the engineering, where it was in the suspension, whatever. I don't care. Then, all of a sudden, one by one, they all went to, the electric steering and whatever, the modern new car stuff, and they all started feeling light and crampy, a little Honda-like, what I considered Hondas in the 80s, where they kind of were a little more rattly and lighter materials and stuff. Yeah. And they lost what was a BMW. Do they still drive great? Yeah, they do. They're awesome. But is it the same thing? No. So I got out.
Yeah.
Maybe you're in the same thing where you got to get the last generation of whatever you have, and that'll be your last one.
Well, mine is a 2016, but it feels like way older than that for whatever reason. It doesn't even have a Bluetooth for audio. I don't know what that's about in a 2016. But there's nothing super modern in it. There's nothing, no screens, nothing like that. So it does feel like it's a little bit of the old, like the last of it, and I like that. I like them old.
How much longer did they make your model, or is 2016 the end of your cycle?
No, I never looked into it because I knew I was going to drive this car into the ground.
Oh, okay, so you've already got it. You don't need to get a year or two.
I'm not getting a new one. I love this car so much. It's so perfect for me, so I'm planning to have it for as long as it'll have me.
And you know what I was saying. I didn't want you to get a newer version. You got it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I feel understood.
Oh, good.
See how easy that was?
I like that.
Just kidding.
I'll take notes.
Husbands and wives. Shazamike says, "Hey kids, welcome to the show." And oh, it's you. Okay. Garth Hammers. Hi, Garth Hammers. Haven't seen you in ages. I hope you and Wendy are wonderful. Fans of comedy and cars. This is a couple who's both. He is cars. Surprise. He is a specialist for RM Sotheby's? No. Gooding. Urgh, damn it. Ramsey used to be RM Sotheby's. Anyway, for Gooding and Company. And his wife is Wendy Hammers, but she used to be known as Wendy Kamenoff, who was a famous comedian in the 80s and 90s who I remember watching on television all the time. She's very funny. Last time we saw her was around the corner. She did that show around the corner.
2 words or something.
Exactly. Yeah, that was quick. That was awfully quick.
It's there. I just had to find it.
You didn't look very hard, is my point. That was quick.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to. It might have seemed long to you. It wasn't long for us. That was instant.
Good. I mean, practice makes things go better, and that comedy is something I care about. So I pick up a bit.
That's true. All right, I have to tell you about. Is that too quick to move on? I'm sorry. Okay. It's a delicate tightrope between being sensitive and getting all these blue cards out of the.
Good thing I'm not crybaby-ish anymore.
Oh.
I try not to be.
Yeah.
I don't always succeed, but I'm trying valiantly.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Yeah. it's weird being in the doctor's office today and he'll ask you a question, but because like you kind of getting like a little bit nervous because like it's the doctor and all the stuff and it's all different and we're doing it all over again. That doesn't matter. But we're kind of starting her whole diagnosis process over again because so much time has passed and it's declined so much. But anyway, through all of that, I felt like you would get frustrated and then the opposite answer would come out versus, and then I had to explain to him like, look, husband over here actually can speak this language. She just means 180 on the words in that particular instance.
Yeah, words and emotions and feelings get confused, so it makes up my words. So I have multiple, I'm like a thesaurus up there, so I have multiple words that I know to say for certain things. But the whole point is some words have emotional meaning, and I mess up all the time.
Well, we all do, so I wouldn't beat yourself up too much on that part. But in the meantime, I'll spruce this whole energetic. I'm going to spritz some. Here's the thing. I want to talk about insurance, okay? Because that's my favorite thing to do. So it's an energetic cleanse of biblical proportions here. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Yeah. He knows I'll cut to him for the reaction.
In my mind,
That's some
I'm running
Twinkie.
around back there, but the heels. So just imagine me chaos running for you.
You have the room to do it now. There we are. Yeah, it's perfect.
It works. They're brand new shoes. You just don't know what you can trust.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, listen, who doesn't love talking about insurance?
No one.
No.
Everyone
Well,
loves it.
actually, a lot of people don't like talking insurance, but not this guy. I love it. They say all which separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. What types of toys are we talking about today?
Collector cars, probably.
Probably. I'll go with that. You know what? I'm going to build off you with a yes and I'm going to say collector cars and anything else that might require insurance. Licensed in most states, St. Clair Insurance shops top provider so you get the best coverage for your toys. We do talk about cars all the time because obviously that's sort of our focus, but everything requires insurance these days. Anything of value, any asset, any home, business. I like to joke and say if you have heavy machinery, but it's true. If you've got a boat, if you've got a one of those frickin' all-road golf cart gator, back, whatever those things are called. All of these things all of these things require insurance. So if I were you, I would check out Jeff St. Clair over at St. Clair Insurance by going to www.coverageforyourtoys.com. Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
And while you're there, tell Jeff St. Clair that Nicole here says hello because sometimes
I cannot.
we always like to throw in an MS joke at the end there because who doesn't love advertisements with autoimmune diseases? I hate calling it a disease, by the way.
Me too.
I don't know what it is. I have a feeling it's totally fixable and not like disease-like.
I'm with you.
Because of dis-ease, because of what dis-ease, I think it falls into that. But it's something else. I think you're going to figure it out in this lifetime. I have to tell you, is that okay?
Yeah.
I have to tell you some upcoming guests are great. Sean Bishop is turning into our Matt Damon from Jimmy Kimmel. It's like he keeps getting pushed. And we did part 1 and we said, oh, finally for one of these we're going to get part 2 in here immediately. And then like life has just gone, don't do that. But anyway, he will be here. Right now the plan is next week. Also coming up soon. These are in no particular order, but we never all that talk and we never even plugged your show, buddy. Tomorrow,
My show?
early in the morning on the Letterman podcast will be Steve O'Donnell. Steve O'Donnell, former writer
Part
from
one.
the Letterman Show, former writer from
Yes,
all
sir.
over the place. Norm Macdonald, he wrote with the Man Show and Jimmy Kimmel and
Kimmel. Yep.
all over the place. This guy is old school Letterman from the beginning, and basically he formed folks like Mike's and my DNA. He helped, when we say, oh, we like Dave, we mean we like Dave and all of the people that helped showcase Dave, and Steve O'Donnell would be very high on that list. So check that out tomorrow on the Letterman podcast, first thing when you wake up. But, very exciting for this show, he's going to be here when he gets back from traveling at the end of this month. The end of August. It can't be the end of this month. In 2 days, it'll be in that month, the end of that month. Also coming up, Patrick Long in early August. Dean Del Rey, comedian and car guy. Also coming up soon, Daniel Kellison, coming back in August for appearance number 2 already. Mr. Tom Dreesen. Reggie Watts will be here soon. Yeah. Felix Holst, artist and car designer, will be here soon. August is going to be a pretty big month, and we're all leading up to Cars and Comedy on 9/3 at the Marconi. So it's already starting to blur for me. We need a lot of help. Thank God producer Ariel is here today. But it's going to be great. So thanks for all of the positive feedback lately, because we've been working our butts off to try to earn it.
That's a great lineup. I have to give you kudos. That's awesome.
And more. These were the ones I could remember at the top of show. I have to rebuild the wall for
You've
August.
been working so hard. Like, I'm so impressed.
The outreach I've... well, you know what? Here's the thing. I'll take your praise, but I need to then divert it and say that I have been learning a lot from our friend up north who, yes, we learn from each other, my friend. I have learned a lot from you for the behind the scenes of how to do one of these shows, and how, as much as I'm a less is more type person, sometimes in the numbers world, more is more, and god damn, I really don't like that. But I'm learning, and I am uncomfortably going through it. I don't like how I said that at all. But thanks to Mike up there in Canada. So thanks to you for bringing it up, and to him.
How about this? Getting out of your comfort zone is a great thing, because it stretches you into a new place and a new reality and a new comfort zone.
I definitely agree with that. I think perhaps my trick as a human is that sometimes I think I'm doing it because I'm like, I'm self-aware and I know to do that, so I'm doing it. And I'll tell you why, because that's how self-aware I am. And then it's like, but you're missing it, and you're not listening, and you're now trying to control the thing that is life is not controllable.
It's like a disassociated awareness, right?
For sure.
Because I've done that too.
I like that.
If you do a lot of the work, then you're like hyper aware, and you're like, I'm going through this thing, and I know exactly why I'm feeling, and this is what's happening, and that's what's happening, and you're like, okay, just stop and just feel the things for a second, and let yourself feel the things, and then worry about process later sometimes.
Yeah.
You're so right about all of that, and I think that is my holdup sometimes. I mean, obviously all of ours, but specifically this week with a conversation we had where, like, it just, I don't know, sometimes you go into something and, like, both people are right. It's that simple. And that's something that I think we as people need to remember. Because it happens more often than not. It's almost never somebody's right and somebody's wrong. That's like capital crime shit. It very rarely is it that black and white.
Right.
Yep.
It's usually a mix of gray that you have to sort out.
100%.
Perspectives as well. One thing to you is your reality, and it's valid that it's your reality, but to me it's a completely different reality. And where is the middle? That's why whenever you're dealing with an altercation for two people, it's always like, okay, what you think and feel happened is valid, what you think and feel is valid, but somewhere in the middle lies the truth, and we need to get you to empathize with the other person to get us to that better place in the middle.
Yeah, and that's if you're just beautifully put, by the way. You are on your road to being a therapist if you ever want that master's degree. you have a better bedside manner than the doctor we were with today. I had to point that out to him, and then he was wonderful after that. I have to admit, he was quite lovely after that.
That's true.
Guys, I hate to say this. It's a kick in the balls, but I got to go.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna finish this up talking about you, but it's okay. You can. You don't need to be here for it. You know what happened. I totally agree with what you were saying when it comes to, like, an altercation or something. Sometimes when it's two people where we don't have altercations, you know what I mean? Like, we just kind of are both so understanding and, like, loving of each other that it's like, okay, well, let's both work on it. But sometimes, because we're both trying to build, like, this future reality that doesn't exist yet, right? It does in both of our heads. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, how do we do it? Do we do it your way or my way? And that's where I find that, like, no matter what I know, I don't know at all, you know? And I think no matter how much you know, you just got to always be willing to listen up and learn. That's my thing.
And try and fail. because you're going to try something and maybe it works and maybe it doesn't work. And it's just about trying something and shifting and saying, okay, this worked for this reason or this didn't work for this reason. How can we approach it a little bit differently next time? What can we tweak? What can we make better? What you had some ideas before. What can you bring into this? Like, we tried it this way, but maybe,
Why don't you come over here? I just realized we're doing this whole thing. Here, yeah, and I'll go to the bathroom. I'll move the camera around, and you two girls can talk for a second. Now that Mike is actually gone. And in the meantime, you saw somebody here said good morning from Australia, 62 Cobra. Oh, I'm guessing that might be Ron Goodman, which would be very cool. And Mike Stevenson says, I love these two.
Me too.
Sure.
I love them too.
Oh, I think they were talking about you. I think it was talking about you guys.
Well, I love you. I'm still saying you. Damn it! I love you.
All right. Bring that over.
Bring the drama. Well, listen, it is Leo season, so.
I was going to say, you must be partying every day.
I have this thing with my birthday so my birthday is August 9th. And so pretty much once July 9th hits, I'm like, I'm in my birthday month. I got it. Whatever's going to happen, it's got to be cool. And I get that it's probably like the month after, the month like August, whatever. No, I do it from like July 9. I'm like, yes, we are in birthday month and we're going to make it cool. And then it just leads up to the actual birthday. And then hopefully that's a cool day.
It's kind of a great way to do it.
I think so.
There's no letdown.
No.
It's all ramp up.
And it's not like one day. Like there's not just like one day where I'm like, it's my birthday and this day has to be amazing. And yes, I'm going to try to make it as pleasurable as possible because that's how I roll. But like, why not make it the month? Why not just try to be intentional about like doing things that make me feel good or making decisions that are good for me or just, looking for the pleasure. That's
good.
Why else are we here, right? Like there's so much around us. I don't need to tell you this. There's so much around us that sucks that if I have the opportunity to be in pleasure in any way, I'm going to try.
You're rare. But yes, you're right too.
That actually shocks my therapist. He finds it fascinating. And I was like, why? We should all be thinking of pleasure as much as we can because then it helps us get through the parts of life that really fucking suck. Like there are moments that you're just, we're so dark. And it doesn't matter what you're going through because we all have that experience where we're just in this dark hole and sometimes you can't really get yourself out. And that's okay and that's fair. And hopefully if you can't get yourself out, then you are going to seek professional help because that is really important. And that's also what I'm here to talk about with Movember and the Distinguished Gentleman's Drive and men's mental health in general. But we all find ourselves in these places where we are so dark and we are so low. And, that's kind of the balance of life sometimes. So when you're not there or as a tool to get yourself out of there, if you can, seek pleasure. The things you eat.
It's a good hack.
Yeah.
It comes down to the simple things. Like, don't do things you don't want to do.
Yes.
Like, I had to learn that. A lot of my old day was, like, stuff that I felt like I had to do or should do. And it's like, not anymore. Like, let that go. And that takes a minute. Especially when you pride yourself on doing things. But
Everything. You did everything.
Yeah.
For
I did, but so it took even longer to unwind. But I feel like parents do that, and friends that are close with their friends, family that they've created. Like, take a break. Always, everyone.
It's so important. And I've worked with a lot of mothers in the past with my coaching, and every single one of them. This was the same across every single mother I ever worked with. That's
you on Instagram. You look lovely.
That's
I
so
zoomed
great.
it in
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah, that's good.
That's so fun.
We'll do that in the future.
Every mother that I worked with never felt like they could do anything for themselves. They didn't feel like they could go to a class, that they could go see a therapist, that they could go to a yoga class, that they could go to lunch with a friend because they had to take care of everybody else.
Was it out of guilt? Did they say that?
Yeah. It was the guilt, the expectation, the I need to do it. And I think it's really similar with men in terms of the tradition of taking care of the family and that old archetype of I have to make all the money, I have to pay all the bills, I have to do this, I have to provide. And it doesn't really allow space for anyone to exist as a human when you're so focused on servicing everything else.
It's too rigid. of a schedule. Too rudimented.
Yeah, we
agree.
need freedom to play and, expand.
This is my argument with humanity lately.
Is the rigidity of it all?
Yeah, there's everything's got to fit in a box. I'm sorry to jump
Yeah.
in here. Forgive
Yeah.
me. I loved what you ladies were talking about. It's a morning show here. Welcome back to the talk. No, I think it's beautiful, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry I got involved at all. Can I tell you that somebody over here says, I did mean the Ryans, but obviously Arielle is outstanding.
Oh my goodness! Thank you, Mike Stevenson.
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't think I do.
I
But
don't
like,
think we do
here's the
either.
thing, and I say this at every car meet all the time. You can know a name, you can know an Instagram handle, you can know a car, and you can know a face, but rarely will you know all four together.
I can do the handle and the car usually.
Yeah.
And I can do the name after like a handful of visits. But when somebody does the, hey, how's it going? After like they came one time and I did talk to them for 5 minutes or whatever. And I know them from someplace, but like that I remember the actual thing. That's where Leno kicks in. That thing he was saying about it. Like, oh, do I pretend I remember? I'm like, I could never do that pretend thing that he does. I have to like get to the bottom of it because I can't do it. I'm not trying to say Jay Leno's phony. I'm just saying that I can't do that phony thing. Mm-hmm. So I end up wringing my own head about it, and then you know what happens when that happens.
Yes.
Jay gets upset.
I use social media in a very social way. I engage in a lot of conversations in the old DMs. Like, don't slide up in there and be rude and nasty because I'm gonna block you. But
I thought you
have
liked it rude.
only sometimes, Jay.
Oh, okay.
But it's, I have a lot of really thoughtful conversations and really lovely, lovely, beautiful conversations. But it's usually with people that have all car photos and a handle that is not their name. And so, like, I guess what I'm saying is please come and say hello to me. Please tell me your name when you say hello. Because I probably don't remember because ADHD and also Instagram and all of the things. So.
Also, life, COVID.
Yeah,
There's
that
a lot,
part too.
There's a lot of life. There's a lot going on these
There's
days.
so much going on.
I think everyone needs to relax. Like, say hello, I'm Bill, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
the end.
Sometimes people are driving and then they're not relaxed, and that's kind of our complaint about Breakfast Club. Sometimes they bring that energy up, and then everything's really amped up, and then sometimes you're like, you can't, magnets. So you you ramp up to that energy, and then you can't possibly answer in time, and that's sort of what happens there.
Yeah. And that, that comes down to, we've had so many conversations around this, the awareness of the people that you're talking to and where they're at and the levels that they're at, and to give space for other people to speak in conversation, which requires some active listening.
The group we all hang out with, we're all terrible at that.
Humans are. Everybody is. Are you kidding? I didn't learn that until I went through my coaching certification. And even then, I still struggle with that sometimes. I try. At least now I'm aware of it.
I
so
think
I can...
that's the piece
Yeah.
that people forget. Like, just have grace. Like, people are going to mess up. You're going to mess up. Like, just go with it.
Yeah. Yes,
It's
and.
all going to be fine if you want it to be fine. If you want to be a jerk, fine. But, like, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. You don't have to be a jerk, everybody.
It's true. Is that it? Good night?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Good night. We're out.
Thank you very much for watching.
That was...
No, I just buttoned that conversation, so I give
Yeah.
myself a reason to stop talking.
It was great. Y'all, we nailed that, okay? Let's just take a moment to...
Fishy Pants is here. The Copper Beach Inn is here. Where's the Copper
where's
Beach
that?
Inn? I would love to hear more about the Copper Beach Inn. Boost Babe is here.
Ooh.
Fellow sufferer from the MS. Leader in LA is here. Lucite the Bug.
Cute.
Lucit? Luckit? Lucit? Help me out here.
Luckit? Boost Babe. I love that. I'm not going to try that one.
Lucit?
I don't know.
Lucit?
Help us out and spell it phonetically.
Also, why is what I'm doing here not happening up
I don't
there?
know. There's a lag.
But it's not here. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. But what's not
How is
weird
that happening?
is clicking on the box with a heart that's right next to that old chat button.
No, you guys, this is screen sharing to that, right?
Yeah, but the timing is off, right? It's the delay.
No.
No?
The reality is off. I'm doing this, and it's not happening there. But you looking and me moving is. And it's screen sharing. Tell me how
Wow.
that's happening.
I don't
Oh.
know.
Here, hang on.
That's
I think I
weird.
can actually do this. Because we're doing this, everybody.
Yeah, we're getting techie here, and we're into it. That's weird.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Nothing. Nothing is happening. Why?
Wow.
And that.
But you see me
Wait,
moving
and you're.
it. You see me moving it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, I blocked it, I guess. 3, 2, 1. It's almost in real time. It's in real time.
Yeah, see my arm on that.
And this isn't.
It's almost. I feel like
Does anyone else feel that we're in the middle of some sort of mind-bending reality
feels like-
type of...
Yeah.
the bigger one was going faster than reality, and the one on the side, because I lifted my arm in the bigger view.
This is where
and
I
then
give
I
up.
pointed at it, and I was like, wait a minute.
I think you are 100% right. This is where I give up, though. This is where I don't understand technology, because it's clearly not screen sharing. It's doing some other thing with levels and layers.
Yeah.
It's guiding the future.
Weird.
It's showing us what hasn't happened yet.
I don't know. That was just weird, though, because all I wanted to do was tell you the Copper Beach Inn is awesome and ask you how to pronounce Lucit the bug. Lucit. Oh, no. Lucy.
Lucy
the bug.
the bug.
Lucy, Luci,
Lucy.
the bug. It's me and my stupid...
Lucy the bug.
Sorry, Lucy.
We love you.
When I was a kid, Lucy had a steamboat.
Ooh, there he is.
That steamboat had a bell? Hello, operator?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you know it.
Yeah.
I thought you were...
No.
Never heard that song, Jay. Sing the whole thing.
Sing it for us, Jay.
I thought you were doing. All right.
Sing it, Mr. Ryan.
You two carry on. What can we describe? Why are you dressed this way today? Tell us what you're plugging.
I am dressed in such a manner because today we are going to talk about the Distinguished Gentleman's Drive, which is different from the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride.
That's motorcycles.
So
Sean
we
Lee
have-
was here promoting himself being the Grand Marshal in that one like a month ago.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
why I
know
was
that.
very
That's
excited that
awesome.
you are now involved with the same group of people.
Yes. So it is the same group of people, and we are raising money for Movember, which does research for men's mental health and prostate and testicular cancer. So I think all of us in the room know how difficult it can be for men to ask for help, whether they are suffering something physically and they just ignore it until it's something that will unfortunately kill you, worst case scenario. Same thing with mental health. A lot of men don't feel like they have anybody to talk to. They don't feel like they have a community. They don't feel like they have the space or they're allowed to be hurting, that they have to be perfect all the time, that they have to be this strong breadwinner, this old toxic idea that you are not allowed to be weak in any way, you're not allowed to be emotional in any way, and we are here to get rid of all of that. And what Movember does is they put the money towards research so that it can impact people on a global scale, because it's great to give to local charities, but that can only do so much. But when you're putting the money into research, that enables everybody to benefit that in a universal way. So they're having a global impact by putting the money into research. And then we have events like the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride and Us the Drive.
I can't wait for the drive because it's cars versus, but I'm just not the biggest motorcycle
Yeah.
person anymore. But is this the first drive?
This is the second one.
Okay.
So the first one was last year. It was wonderful. Really small group. Obviously, we're new. It's going to be a small group again this year. I am not trying to bite off more than I can chew, and we need to make sure that it's a fun, safe event for everybody.
But it's supposed to be, it's small by design, right? It's only a certain amount of entrance.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
It's
would
not
be
that
great.
the turnout is small, it's that that's what the right?
Well,
Isn't it limited?
It is limited because it needs to be manageable.
Right.
So the fundamental difference between the ride and the drive is that the ride was trying to break some of the stigmas that are attached to bikes. So they thought, let's put a bunch of people on bikes. Let's get them dressed to the nines, which is why I am dressed here.
I get
Let's
it.
get them through the cities. Let's break some stigmas. Let's show these men and their women and their non-binary folks in just these beautiful, decked out, dapper gear driving through the city. And while we're doing that, we're going to be raising money. So each rider, and in this case driver, signs up to raise money. So everyone has a goal of about $1,000 ideally, and hopefully we can all do that. And if we have, right now there's room for 35 drivers. So if 35 drivers raise $1,000, that's a lot of money right there.
Absolutely.
And
Isn't this how the Hells Angels started?
I don't know.
Right. They were a do-good group.
Maybe.
I think they still are.
Oh, I love that.
I think they still are.
That would make sense. I got to look into that. That's interesting. But the big difference with the drive is... Why are you laughing at me? You know I'm going to Google it later. I cannot watch a true story without Googling it for 2 or 3 hours afterwards.
You deep dive.
I do.
Yeah,
I
we do
do.
that
I
too.
just got. I'm a truth seeker. It's
I love that.
The Virgo moon in me. I got to know
You're
the
a Virgo
truth.
moon?
Virgo moon and a Virgo Venus in retrograde.
I'll show you my Virgo moon if you show me your Virgo Venus. When's your birthday? I don't know.
9th.
I don't know that much about this stuff, but I'm a Virgo.
I'm August 9th is my birthday.
Is that a Virgo?
That's
No.
a Leo,
Leo.
but
Leo.
it's where the moon was when I was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not cusp stuff, is it?
No.
No.
It's moon stuff.
It's moon stuff.
Moon stuff's
It's
different
moon
than star stuff. Okay.
Yeah. But so coming back to the gentleman's drive and that fundamental difference is that.
Where if you meet Arielle on the drive, you can ask her your astrological questions and she will answer them.
Oh, I have an excellent astrologer. If anybody needs one, she's exquisite.
Is
So
it Dionne
hit me
Warwick?
up.
She's mine.
No.
The Psychic Friends Hotline.
I know. I remember that.
Remember it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was on TV.
I know. It's on my
Yeah.
phone still.
Oh, great.
I'm just kidding.
Good for her being in business all
I
these
think
years.
I think she finally died. Or she's still alive and was just celebrated. She's alive and was just celebrated. She was just on SNL last year.
Was she really?
As a bonus.
Wow.
She wasn't the musical.
Oh, I got to go back. No, but that's
But
great.
she came on with somebody, and we were like, "Holy shit, that's really Dionne Warwick." Somebody
That's
was playing
awesome.
her.
I love that.
All right, segue show. Back to
Okay,
the distinguished.
Back to the drive.
Yeah, it's not distinguished. It is distinguished.
The Distinguished Gentleman's Drive. And the drive is about it's about motoring. It's about the joy and the beauty of motoring. So whereas the ride is really about driving through city centers, the drive is about getting out and enjoying your vehicle and enjoying the motoring. And all of this is really about raising money for and awareness for men's health.
And the Movember movement.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And for anybody else, because I needed a little refresher on this. This is when everybody grows the mustache in November.
Yes. So it started in Australia. Movember started, I think, in 2003, I want to say.
We've got some people from Australia watching.
Hey! I think it was Mike Stevenson,
and
right?
Pete McNeil, yes,
Yeah.
but also I don't know, but also Speed 52. What's his name? Ron Goodman.
Ron
Oh,
Goodman.
great.
And then
Some Aussies.
Felix Holst is here as well. Pete McNulty is here.
Ah, is Felix an Aussie?
No, I think he's English.
Oh, brilliant. Love it. Love a Brit. He's such a brilliant artist. I love his art. It's so good. I can't wait for him to
Did
be
you
on
meet
the
him
show.
the other night at the thing? It
No,
was so
I
great to
didn't.
see
I
you
saw
at the
photos
Avance
of him
thing.
afterwards.
I had never met him. I'm a big fan of his, and we know each other through online, obviously.
Yeah.
But meeting him was great.
Oh, that's wonderful. I hope one day I'll meet him and it'll be wonderful.
He's going to do the show. Just be here
Great.
that day when he does the show.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Distinguished gentleman. Now, before you go any further,
Yeah.
we're almost out of time. Have you ever seen the movie The Distinguished Gentleman? I love it, but
know.
nobody's ever heard of it. It's an Eddie Murphy movie, if that helps you at all.
Sounds
so it's
like
real.
a
So
movie
it's so you know that there's like at least something solid.
Yeah.
Element. Yeah.
I don't think I have.
I love it. It's kind of shows the government sort of inside out.
Wow.
It's this, he's a con man and he runs for Congress and he wins because he has the same name as the guy who previously was winning, but he died. The guy who died, so he just ran under the same name, and people were like, "Who do we normally vote for?" Oh yeah, that guy.
Great, let's do
and then
it.
he gets elected, and then he's like, "I thought I was a crook," and he's like in Washington now and has to deal with all of the stuff, and it's pretty good.
That sounds great. I'm definitely into that. I would like to see that.
It was a horrible fail. I don't know anybody who's seen this movie. I've made her watch it 2 or 3 times because I love it so much.
I'm into it. So if you want to go for 4 or 5,
Sure. Yeah. All right.
we'll have a pizza night. It's great. So anyway, yeah, the stashes. So Movember started, I want to say it was 2003, maybe 2006. And it was 30 dudes in Australia that were like, mustaches are super weird. Let's grow some and maybe raise some money. They didn't raise any money, but that's okay because they for sure made up for it. And it just kind of grew from there. I moved to New Zealand in 2011, I think it was, 10 or 11. I don't remember anymore. But And I remember all of these dudes were growing mustaches, and I was like, this is super weird. Do we have it?
No, I just
Okay.
accidentally put something else.
I don't know how anything works. Anyway.
But Mike Steven says everything will be fine. If you want it to be fine, I'll be ripping that off 7 days a week.
Yeah, I like that. That's true. It's a choice.
That was your thing, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's all I do now. Might as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're making this hard for you. You're doing a great
No,
job.
We're all good. We're having conversations.
It's popcorn night.
It is popcorn night. We love it.
I've missed you.
I missed you too. Nicole and I have very, very long text message nights where we just text each other for hours.
Oh, I didn't
and we
know.
catch
That's
up.
wonderful.
Yeah, I love you. It's
She
great.
needs more people like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mean it like that, but I do mean it like that.
Yeah, we all need more people like that.
We
That's
do. To
exactly
care
the
for
point.
us and check in,
Yes.
And just the reminder that there's people around. Like, we don't talk constantly
Yeah.
for hours. People do that. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. But, like, someone's always there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 2 hours later, we can text and be like, yo, man.
Yeah.
I just saw this.
Catch this shit. But it's so true. And I think that really does bring it back. And one thing that the Movember website has that's really, really great are conversation starters. Because especially for men, it's really hard to check in. It's really hard to know, how do I approach a conversation when I think my friend is struggling? When I see the behaviors are different? How do I, there's, again, with the feeling with men, there's this feeling like you need to solve everything. Like you need to, if someone's going to tell you a problem, you got to have the solution. And that's not what it is. People generally just need to be heard. They need space to just let things go. And so they have this really great conversation starter on the Movember website, which I think is just movember.org or .com. Either one, I'm sure, will lead you to it. And that's one of the things that they offer. They do a lot of really great things, but I loved that conversation starter. And they have like a little chat bot so you can kind of practice. So it's really cool. And it's something that is so uncomfortable for so many men, but y'all need it. You need to connect with each other.
It's uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Yeah, not
Like,
just men.
I was watching that show Love on the Spectrum or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like they do like a tip like that of like, think about what you want to talk about before you go out with so-and-so. Everyone needs to be reminded of what they like.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing.
And we all need to know that somebody cares.
Yeah.
And the truth is that somebody cares. There's always somebody that cares. Even if they're not reaching out, we all have to come back and remember, I am loved. Somebody loves me. Maybe I'm not talking to them. Maybe I don't see them. Maybe they're not here right now. Maybe I'm not brave enough to reach out to them. But always come back to remembering that you are loved, because that's the truth.
Can I tell you, that's like the only positive thing I find for social media. I think the people who have been able to find their weirdos who have gone throughout their life very uncomfortable for whatever reason, be it their sexuality, be it whatever it happens to be, they have been able to find their tribe via social media, because it's not just the folks in your town or in your state. It's people from anywhere who happen to be into whatever that weird thing is. I think that's kind of beautiful, very beautiful. I don't know. Do you think that I'm everything else you said, I don't relate to at all, because I'm of the more sensitive variety of fella. Do you find me to be a careful? Do you find me to be the minority because I'm so like I'll sense it and then reach it out to some. I got no problem saying, "Hey, buddy, you okay?"
Yeah, you're an empath, and I think that in general, especially for men of your generation, that you are different. And I think that's good, because you can serve as an example of how easy it can be. There are a lot of men that can't even say "I love you," even if they mean it.
Oh my God, people get sick of hearing that from me.
Yeah. I
She's
grew up with a
"For
dad.
sure."
My family is like, no.
Me and everyone I know.
No, I love it. I came from a family. My father he's such a big personality. He's Israeli, and he is so loving, and he's so affectionate, and he makes sure everybody knows that they are loved, that he loves them. He wants to make sure everybody's taken care of. He wants to nurture people. He's a rare one too. I don't know that he would feel as comfortable having those deep dive conversations, because he's obviously of a way different generation than even you, and that's like so hard for them, even harder for my generation and younger.
Do you know what year your dad was born?
1947.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the Letterman's age.
Yeah.
So it is a different era.
Yeah.
But a lot of those guys have also woken up. Like Letterman was
Yeah.
from that era, but he sort of, came to an enlightened place.
Yeah.
Is that anything you ever would see for your dad? Or
Yeah,
you think
I
he's
mean,
already
he's grown.
dealing with all of that?
Yeah, no, he's definitely grown, and we have conversations, and he's extremely supportive, and he will ask what's wrong, and the one thing that it's like a little good and a little bad, he will always, kind of like what you were saying before, everything will always be okay. So I learned from him, everything will always be okay. Maybe we don't have the answers right now. I keep looking at you and like wanting to cry. But like maybe we don't have the
Not
answers right
today.
now, but that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is going to be okay. And if it's not, we'll make sure that it is. One way or another, we will get to okay.
Okay is a sliding scale.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? What was okay for us in our old life is different than what's okay for us now, and vice versa.
Yeah,
So
and I
I
think
find that it's a sliding scale.
It is. I totally agree.
But we definitely adapt and overcome.
We do.
As people. I
We
think.
as people absolutely do. And there does need space. There does need to be that space to feel the feels and be sad and be angry and be upset. And I think maybe I missed out on that a little bit, having that type of mentality. But I think having that mentality made me stronger. And as I grew up and as I learned to give myself that space, then it was like, okay, I can deal with all of this, and it's okay for me to be sad, and I just need to sit in this, or I need to be angry, or I need to be in whatever this emotion is, or I need to be like in this dark place for a period, but then I got to get myself out of it. And I know at the end of the day, even if I'm here, just like Daddy said, everything's going to be okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a very lucky woman that he was my father. He's great. He'll probably never listen to this until I tell him, and then he's going to love it. And then he's going to be like, oh my God.
Well, what does your dad think? I mean, great segue. What does your dad think about all your sexiness and stuff? All of your
my dad
overt
is super
sexuality.
supportive. No, my dad is super supportive. My mom is a little less than. She's super supportive of me, but she watches a lot of 2020. I grew up with a mentality that I am going to get attacked and raped and this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay,
so,
sure.
so
It's later on, it was Dateline and
yeah, I mean, when I
ID and
started
whatever.
pole
Okay,
dancing, it was
I see.
like, men are going to look at you. And like when I really started
You're like, I
stepping
want them
into
to.
sexuality, I was like, Mother, you are a model. Your daughters are gorgeous. Your granddaughters are gorgeous. If you think for a second that there are not men out there that are seeing their photos and jerking off, you are so wrong. And you could
Oh,
be
my.
fully clothed.
This went.
My mom
no, it's
doesn't
fine.
like when I say things like that.
I have no problem with it. I was just moments earlier. I was thinking, oh, well, geez, next thing I have to tell her is, boy, and you haven't even tried to embarrass me yet tonight. And here it is. So go on.
So let's talk about prostate cancer, shall we?
Well, I got nothing. There's no issues there. And you, by the way, do we even talk? Like, you know why?
Uh-oh.
You know why I'm more reserved when it comes to this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because for anybody else, I grew up in an environment where well, I'm sure my mother's watching, so she's much more forward.
Yeah.
Sexual thinking, and I grew up around a very, very open sexual conversation. And so much so that I don't need to give details, but like someday when I do stand up, when my mom's dead, I will fucking tell you some stories that you will not believe that have led me to then in my own adult life choose to shy away from, not shy away from anything. Perhaps I'm a little more reserved and conservative in my outward display of things. I grew up with zero boundaries around sex. Zero boundaries around sex.
I am the exact opposite.
Oh, yeah. Well, then prime
100%.
example here.
100% opposite. I never had a sex conversation. As soon as my period was very irregular when I was younger, which is very normal. It takes a few years for your menstrual cycle to actually regulate. So it's.
But did you have that conversation? Were you aware of what was
No.
going on with your body, or this was just you're just experimenting it? And
I was sent to the doctor as soon as I had a boyfriend. They didn't let me have a boyfriend until I was 16, by the way. Not that I didn't have
I
one
might be
before
okay
then.
with that one. 18 probably better, right?
Well, but the restrictions, like, okay, fine, I'm still going to do it anyway. Wouldn't you rather me doing it safely? That's kind of the thing. Like, it's harm reduction, right? People are going to do what they're going to do. It's like the same thing with
that's
giving drug addicts clean needles. It's harm reduction. You're not going to change people until they're ready to change. So how do we reduce the amount of harm that we're doing here? That's what sex education is as well.
Condoms in schools, that's
Exactly.
what you're applying. Yeah, okay.
You can't tell kids not to have sex. They're going to have sex. We have an ethical responsibility to ensure they have the tools to do that safely. And that's a fundamental difference in belief systems and how we conduct ourselves. But it's harm reduction. People are going to do what they're going to do. Let's find a way to help them do it safely.
I kind of agree with you that I think the cat's out of the bag on the whole sex thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was sort of a secret when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I don't know how anyone with a phone can not know.
Well,
how...
they still get bad sources. They go to porn. They go to
Oh, well, for what's healthy, you mean? Sure, but I
Yeah.
just mean
Access.
I mean, like, how does it work? The
Oh, yeah,
physics
yeah.
of, like, this and that equals.
Yeah.
If no one's having the conversation, then the kids are then just experimenting.
Yeah. And there are.
But I don't know.
They're
I
incredible.
feel like they
sex
have the
educators out
information
there.
because of
Yeah.
the phone, whereas
But they may not know how to look it up or how to Google it or where to go.
if
They
I
may
knew
be
how to go to the
afraid.
library and find some Joy of Sex book with a stick figure drawing of, like, oh, I see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would imagine these kids who have the world's knowledge in their hands
Yeah.
probably could access a lot more than what I was looking at.
Well, that's why TikTok is so great because a lot of sex educators have
Serious?
Absolutely. There's so much valuable sex education on Instagram and TikTok if they don't ban us, when they don't ban us, because they do. Sex educators get shadow banned all the time. Meanwhile, like
shadow ban.
photographers with like titties out is like,
Britney Spears is huge Instagram right now, and she's naked every day.
yeah.
I just started following her. It's crazy. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I
It's-
read an article, and I was like, you got to be shitting me. He goes, I don't need an OnlyFans account. I follow Britney Spears on Instagram. And it was like, what the fuck? And I went and looked.
No idea.
I had no idea either.
So apparently you can do almost anything. You're right about
Except
that.
for if you're a sex educator, because that's where they draw the line.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Why? So if you're showing the sex, it's fine. But if you're talking about it, it's not okay because you're not a professional?
No, it's because Instagram is fundamentally fucked.
No, but there has to be a reason that they're drawing the line. It can't just be because...
It's the weird. I don't know enough about the back end technology to say, but I do know that things that sex educators are doing are getting flagged, even though they're giving valuable education. They're getting flagged and taken down. Whereas, like you're saying, you can see like nudie photographers and they're sharing like tits and ass all the time. And,
Oh,
like, maybe
TNA.
they'll blur-
TNA, please.
TNA.
yeah, there's a little star or something over the nipple.
Yeah.
Like a
But, like-
Fredericks of Hollywood catalog or something.
But you can't be talking about how to use a condom or something like that.
So can I? You know, I'm a creature of television, whatever. Back in this would have been 70s, maybe 80s. Charles Grodin's on the Tonight Show, right? Johnny Carson Tonight Show, and he's having a conversation, and he's talking about how he was on another show with a doctor, and they were talking about impotence. It's a famous clip. Some of the stuff they were talking about, and when Charles would say the same words, some of the stuff the doctor would talk about, Charles would then ask a question or whatever using the same words, and Charles would be bleeped.
Oh, interesting.
Using the same words in the same context as this doctor on the Tonight Show.
Huh.
And the reason the network was giving was he's not a professional, he's not a doctor. He's not a clinician. A doctor can say vagina or whatever it happens to be, but Charles Grodin shouldn't be. Do you think that there's anything like that playing in here? Because what I'm noticing is
Maybe.
the old rules seem to be restarting again, just in a new medium.
But it would be a little bit opposite because you're talking about professionals who are educating. Those are the ones that are getting blocked, but like...
So they're not getting blocked just because, you know how you don't call yourself a sex therapist because you're not technically a therapist,
Yeah.
you're a coach, you're a bunch of other things that you genuinely have. Is it like that sort of gray area? Or are these actual medical doctors with accreditations who are then going on, or are
No,
they Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil who like, oh, you're an Oprah doctor?
No, it's more of sex educators and doctors and people who are working legitimately in the sexuality field. And this happens to pole dancers as well, will get banned, but then you see like photographers and rappers having like 15-year-olds in bikinis and things like that don't get taken down.
Yeah,
and
that's art. That's art.
Yeah,
It's
and
not a
it's like
statement.
Yeah, and so it's just there's a lot of disparity there, and it's not good, and it's been a battle for a long time. So
But that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't think it's
Yeah.
for no reason, because there's so much bad advice on the internet, especially now that everybody can have a YouTube channel or show. I'm not saying these people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying your professional
No.
people that you're referring to. But I'm saying there's got to be a reason for, like, it's the misinformation type of thing.
Well, it's like words, phrases, things that you can't say, but then it's really when you actually look at the content and the difference of the content, you're like, well, one is educational and the other one is like exposing who may be a child. I don't know. So, it's all the back end stuff, and it's laws in different countries and whatever. And it's just,
yeah.
I mean, it's messy. But then you look at credit card companies as well. And a lot of sex educators have a lot of problems setting up their businesses with credit card companies because they won't work with them, or banks won't work with them. They can't get business loans. This is a very real problem.
Because it's not considered a...
Because they're afraid that they're selling sex. They're doing sex work.
Oh,
Which, it is
they don't
sex
want to
work.
touch it almost like it's drugs or it's something like that.
Yes.
It's
They're treating it like
you know what?
selling
That's going to
sexual
change,
services.
because there was a time they felt
Yeah.
that way about weed.
Yeah.
And look how much big business is in weed now.
Well, look at the whole OnlyFans thing and what happened there when they wanted the credit. I think it was like MasterCard or something. They wanted to take away the businesses. They didn't want to service them anymore. And it was going to shut down, and then they walked it back. It was like, I don't remember. It was a few
Interesting.
months ago, and Lord knows we've all been going through so much in the last few months of the last 2 years and a half. So
No.
I don't remember the details anymore, but it was a big thing.
Now that we're in everything is everywhere all of the time, it's hard to keep up with anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's a crazy new world we live in. I'm happy you're young and you understand it. I'm old and don't get any of it. I'm happy that the kids seem to like my point of view on things, so I'm hoping the kids will take care of me in my old age.
Me too. My sister's got 3, and my brother has 1, and I'm like, listen, children, you gonna be taking care of me when I get old.
Yeah, I'm a
so-
really fun aunt.
Yeah, I'm super fun. They like
Yeah, I
me.
have no brothers and sisters, so
Yeah.
oh,
Don't worry.
what am I
we'll
gonna do?
Get you taken care of.
Thank
Listen,
you.
I'm gonna live on an old people commune, but like it's gonna be all of us that are cool.
It'll just be a good vibes commune.
Yeah. Some artists in
Good
there.
vibes old people house.
Yeah, good old people breakfast club. Old people love breakfast. I love breakfast.
Shorty Sally's here. Think Fink is here. Robert Linton is here. Speedster 1948 is here. Chavez Collection's here. Bump Draft. Mr. Todd Bracey. Steven Seltzer. 562 VR4. Pete Mac. A lot of people joined in the meantime. Derek Lane Powell. Hello, hello. T. Shaughnessy. Uber Yo-Yo. And Uber Yo-Yo's got hearts, so they bought a badge, right?
Yay.
So
Thanks,
thanks,
Uber
Uber
Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo. I'm learning all of the things here. We should think about wrapping it up.
Yeah.
When is the date for this drive? How do people sign up if they can still sign up? There are still
Yes.
open spots?
We actually have not even officially launched yet, and
Oh,
we have
beautiful.
15 drivers that are signed up. So you do need to sign up. The location is not going to be released until I think it's the night before, and that's for insurance purposes. We need to make sure that everyone there is actually insured. We are very, very conscious of making this a safe and fun event for everybody. So the drive is on Sunday, September 25th. We're going to start somewhere around 8 a.m. I will say it's going to be in Malibu. I will not tell you where. You will find out on the day. You can go to the easiest thing right now is go to Babes in Classics. Click on the link in my bio, and you can register. If you are not in Los Angeles but you want to donate, you can just donate. You can learn how to be dapper. I've got links to all the things in there. So please head on over there and check it out. Sign up if you're in Los Angeles and raise the money. We're here to raise money. We're here to raise awareness. This is a fun drive. You are going to dress to the nines. I will be sharing photos from last year. You can also follow Gentleman's Drive. That is their Instagram account, and they share photos from around the world, and it's so much fun to see all the amazing cars and roads and outfits from around the world. It's really, really fun. And let's make a lot of money. Let's do it for them. This is Los Angeles. We have incredible roads, an incredible community, incredible cars. We should be making a massive impact in moving the needle forward for men's mental health and physical health.
It's beautiful.
And don't forget to check your balls, guys. Check your balls, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Prostate cancer affects mostly older men, and testicular cancer mostly affects younger men. So check those balls. And if you go to Movember, they do have a little guide on how you can do that.
Is that right? Testicular
Yes.
cancer mainly younger men. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It mainly does impact the younger generation.
What's the
and
reason for that, I wonder?
I have
Is
to
it
do a
too-
little bit more research on that.
Well, there's got to be a reason. I mean, there's got to be a
Yeah,
reason.
there might be. I mean, there's not necessarily
Too much of something, too not enough of something.
Yeah,
wonder.
I don't know about that. But, with prostate cancer, it's not that it just impacts older men, but it tends to set in at an older age. So if you are 50, you're going to want to get a blood test to check your prostate. It's just a blood test. It's very easy. If you are Black or if you are what's the other category? Oh, I messed up. Anyway, it's on the Movember website. But some categories of men do need to start getting that test at 45. Oh, if you have a history of it in your family. So if you are Black or have a history of prostate cancer in your family, you're going to want to get that blood test at 45. Otherwise, you can wait until you're 50.
Prostate's the one that can often spread to colon as well, too,
Yeah.
right? So then it can lead to, you need to catch that one early because it can go
Yeah,
into...
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with
Doesn't stay in
testicular
your
cancer, yeah. I mean, with testicular cancer, know your balls, my guys. Check your balls. Really, they show you how to do it. You're going to want to do one nut at a time, just like on a car.
I heard you just clank them together.
Well, that's the fun afterwards. That's when you're done and you know, yes, this is normal for me. Then you get to clank them. You can do a little helicopter.
Oh, my God. I'm hearing the names and I'm creating the visuals of what a helicopter
Oh, it's
might
exactly what you think it is.
Oh, jeez. People are freaking gross.
Oh, they're fun.
A helicopter's fun?
Yeah, it's
You go for a ride?
hilarious.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I
Okay.
mean, for me, I personally love a helicopter when it's consensual and I've asked you for it. Do not ever do that if a woman or another person has not asked you, okay?
Oh, wait a second. It's something that can be done to someone? I was just picturing somebody whacking their thing around,
Okay,
just going, wee,
so
wee, 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 wee.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So wait, how would you do that? Oh, you mean show it to you, like I
don't
would
do
do it and show it to you.
I enjoy
Seeing it.
seeing it.
Yeah.
When I ask for one.
No, right. But nobody, it's not they don't touch you with that, right? That's just a, hey, look over here kind of thing.
I mean, you could hit someone with your
I
dick.
don't know. I'm trying to see what you mean.
No, I just mean when you take your penis and you make it go like
Yeah.
this.
All right, that's what I was picturing. I think the funny one is from Sarah Marshall, too. Because, that's what I do when you're a kid, when you're telling off as
Oh,
even
yeah,
as a
the
little kid.
the
yeah.
little shake? Yeah. Listen,
Maybe
if
you
I
could
had
call
a
that the
penis
windshield
attached to
wiper.
me, the windshield wiper.
I don't know.
Oh, I like that. I didn't. Well, maybe you just named it. Did you
No,
just name it?
I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
want any a part of this. Never. I'm going to stop pressing record here. This whole thing's over. I'm embarrassed about all
See, everyone, sex education can be fun.
of it. You don't have to go to the library anymore.
No.
It's all on your phone.
Come to Late Night Playset.
Oh yeah, your source for sex ed because it won't be on Instagram forever.
Yeah.
I hope it is on Instagram forever.
It will. I mean, listen, the needle will continue to move forward because it has to. This is very important information that people have and they need. So it's going to happen.
Everything will be fine if you want it to be fine.
Yes, exactly. Leave with that today and signing up and donating.
And you'll be with us 9/3 in
Yes, absolutely.
at the Marconi.
Yeah, I went to go put it in my calendar after you announced it again on the show. Or I think you told me separately, and then I texted Nicole.
I
and
reached
was
out
like,
to you
"Oh,
before
it's
we
already-"
talked about it publicly.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, it's already in my calendar." I'm so nervous about forgetting things all the time that I obsess about putting them on calendars and writing them because my brain won't remember. So
Well, that's yeah. You're not alone.
we know.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think it's whatever you said
No,
it was
we
before.
know.
I think it's something that I think it's the world we live in now
Yeah.
because of the amount of stimuli. There's no way to keep it all straight. People talk about the COVID fog and brain fog and whatever else.
Yeah.
I think that's a very real thing, but I don't think it's just because of that.
No, there's just so much. We have so much information.
Yeah, and plus 5G.
Yeah.
I don't know. Conspiracy theories. All right, so the wrap up on this medical stuff sucks. We're working on it. It's a lot of fun. The Aston Martin Vantage is spectacular. R.I.P. to Tony Dow, Wally. Oh, gee, Wally. Too soon. The Letterman podcast tomorrow is Steve O'Donnell, which is fantastic. Former Letterman. I think he was a head writer for a long time. Norm Macdonald's show, he was on that. We just know him from everything. So that's really great. Check that out. Ariel, will you be at Breakfast Club tomorrow? I know you tend to surprise people.
Perhaps.
Ah. All right. No spoilers, but if you come up, you might see her. And then you can sign up in person, if you know what I mean. I don't know what
Actually, you can't because there's no internet access up there, which is one of the loveliest things. But
I mean. No, in person with you.
yes.
And then, okay, so tomorrow, GVBC, all of us. This weekend, we will be out and about in an Aston Martin. I don't know what's happening, but we'll be driving that sucker. It's awesome, showing it off. And then next week, we've got Sean Bishop and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully. If not,
I
we'll
have a
get somebody
question.
else in here. Please.
The Vantage. Do you feel like you're in a spaceship? I feel like it's a spaceship. Will has one of those, and whenever I go in that car, I feel like I call it a spaceship car.
This is nothing like his. Oh. It's not. I mean, it's in name only. Is it like his? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you'll see it tomorrow.
Things. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it is his car, but it's the modern version, which is, it's just what we were talking about before. It's bonkers. It's so fast, it's ridiculous. Oof. Put your pedal down. Like, we took it up to the crest the first day because how could you not?
Yeah.
We went north, like up through Palmdale and stuff. But to really stretch it out, it's incredible. It's so fast, over 500 horsepower,
Woo.
twin turbo V8.
Wow.
I mean, it's got gobs of power idling at 800 RPMs or whatever. Like, you could tow a boat with this thing. It's pretty amazing. And 21-inch wheels. It's the F1 edition.
That would be dangerous for me because I like to go fast.
No. You would get over it because,
Yeah.
you can go as fast as you ever want to. So you do that for a little bit, and then eventually you're like, okay, well, now what?
But do you go fast without realizing it?
Both.
Okay, see that's
Yes, you're right. Yes, I look down. I'm doing 85 on the highway because I'm used to our little race car.
Feels
We're
good.
like 85. And like, "Gah." It's actually super smooth at 85, but you know what I mean. It's a race car, and you feel it all. This is incredibly luxurious, and with the track settings, it can be like our car too. You know what I mean? Like, it can be every bit as rigid and hard.
Feeling it, yeah.
Like, that's how it was when we were up there driving, but the moment we got down and we're on surface streets, it was like, good Lord! At least we can turn it off in this one.
This is different.
Yeah. No, it's a car. The car is friggin' amazing. I mean, it's a new car and it's an Aston Martin. Of course, it's spectacular.
I mean,
but they did do enough nice little things to this F1 edition that makes it special. There's a little wing on it, and the color's special, and the inside stitching is different. The seats are different. There's a handful of things.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the infotainment thing, the fact that it doesn't work, I'm not missing it. We don't have it in our car.
Yeah.
So I'm not missing it. It's whenever I get confused because the screen doesn't, whatever. That's my only complaints, and it's not the car's fault.
That's great.
You're going to love it. I'll
I mean,
take you
I'm
for a
sold.
ride if you want.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's fast as fuck.
Into it. Into it.
And it's your color.
Yeah.
It's British. It's actually a satin version of British Racing Green.
I noticed that. You posted a photo the other day, and I just stared at it, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty."
It's weird to touch because it's got that satin feel.
Yeah. I'd be afraid of getting oil marks all the time.
I thought so too. It doesn't do that.
Yeah. I would hope not. That'd be a
I
little
mean, I
too
guess
easy
if
on
I
a
just
car.
ate a piece of pizza and did that, but I mean, don't do that.
Perhaps we
There's
test
the
it out with
problem.
some weirdos. Give it the weirdos test.
The weirdos treatment. That would be that's a funny idea for a press car segment. Our new thing today is something only we can do is pulling her wheelchair out of the back and doing that whole thing. Like, look, this is freaking insanely usable.
That's great.
It's so easy. Like, it's perfectly ADA compliant. The thing fits in so perfectly.
Love that.
You wouldn't believe it.
I love that.
Me
All right.
too.
Are we good? Did we do it? Are we
I think
good?
we did it. I think we did it.
I love you. We love you.
Love you.
We all love you. And everybody
Love
on Instagram,
you.
thank you all for joining. There was a lot of you tonight. Thank you. That's it. Yeah, next week, Sean Bishop and Matt Damon. Have a great weekend. We will definitely see you out there
Yes.
with some British motoring.